Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma, and we're going to be going through my Game Week 17 team selection together with my Game Week 16 team performance, and as well as some transfer thoughts for Game Week 17. The transfer thoughts is going to be a little bit interesting, but we'll see how it goes. But before we get into all of that, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And not wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So for game week 16, we managed to score 61 points, taking my overall points to 944, and my giving me a green arrow from 500k to 125k. So really good. So we had Tana in goal, 3 points. Ariola was the starting keeper, but he did not play, so there was an auto sub, and Tana got 3 points. Then you had Gabriel, 2 points. Livramento, who I brought in for Matty Cash, scoring 1 point. A little bit concerned about him. We'll talk about him later. Then you have Civica's 2 points. Then you had Martinelli 2 points. Sorry about that. Then you had Son with 17 points, getting 2 goals. I mean 2 assists and a goal, and a 3 bonus points, 17 points for him. Then you had Foden 2 points. Then you had Salah, who was the vice captain. Of course, many people had Haaland as their captains. Haaland did not play, so if you had your vice captain on Salah, you got the 26 points. He turned 2 points, disappointing display. Then Watkins and Archer, 2 points. Archer came on for Haaland, as I mentioned, he missed out on the game. Then the bench had Ariola and Haaland, 0 points. Gehi on 1 point, and Taylor on 1 point as well. So that was the team for game week 16. Very good display. Hope for that for game week 17 can be able to improve on that and get another green arrow. So before we look at the game week 17 team, we can look at some of the transfers I'm thinking of doing. And this transfer is dependent with the way that Haaland is going to be fit or not for game week, for the game week. Because you transfer Haaland out right now, you'll bring him back in game week 19, which I see no issue because he's blanking in game week 18 either way. So I think there's no real problem in transferring him out. The player I'm looking at bringing in is Solanke. He's been on form, scored against United, looked really good against United. Could have scored a hat trick in that night against United. They play Luton next, who conceded a lot of goals. They play Nottingham Forest, who have just conceded 5 goals as well in game week 18. Then you have game week 19, they play Fulham. So they have three relatively easy fixtures on paper. That's why I'm looking at Solanke. Of course, you could go for Alvarez for game week 17, but again, game week 18 he misses out. So just those kind of things that are putting me off bringing in Alvarez, and that's why Solanke is up there. Is on 80%, then I'd say Foden, I'd say Alvarez and the rest at 20%. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be keeping Haaland, are you going to moving him on, and you're moving him on, or you're going to be bringing in for him. So now we can look at how my game week 17 team is going to be lining up. We're going to be having Ariola in goal against Wolves. Wolves have been scoring goals, so I'm not sure if it's going to be a clean sheet there or not. But I hope for some save points. Ariola is back in training, so I'd expect him to start the game, and I just hope for some save points against Wolves. But there's going to be something conflicting. Of course, I have Hichan. We'll get to him when we get to the midfielders. And then we have Livramento against Fulham. So the problem with Livramento is that Dan Burn has come back early from his injury. He played in the Champions League, but he came on for Trippier, who was slightly wobbling off. And Trippier is going to be missing this game week because of 5 yellow cards. So I still think Livramento is going to start, but we have Lewis Hall also on the who can play on that side. So it'll be interesting to see what Eddie Howe is going to do, but I think Livramento is going to start. So I'm going to be having him in there. Then you have Gabriel against Brighton. Brighton have not been playing really well of late, so I'd expect that Arsenal to come out on top in that fixture, and I hope for a clean sheet and attacking return from Gabriel. Then finishing up the defense, we're going to be having Simicas playing against United, who have been very poor. They can't seem to score a goal. Just becoming it's too hard for them to score a goal. So there's a high chance that Tsimikas might be able to keep a clean sheet. Was rested on Thursday when they played in the Europa League. So I'm expecting to start against United, and I think there's a high chance of them keeping a clean sheet in that fixture. So that defense, solid defense, full of attacking returns, and I hope that they're going to be able to return some points. And then we can look at the midfield. We're going to be having Martinelli against Brighton. Martinelli has only scored 2 goals this season so far. So what against Brighton, he can be able to improve on that tally. And I'm sure he'll want to beat his tally for last season. And I hope that he's going to kickstart his season in this Brighton fixture and get some attacking returns. Then you have Foden against Crystal Palace. Foden was also rested in the Champions League fixture for Man City, but expect him to start against Crystal Palace, and that they're going to be able to perform and able to get attacking returns. Then you have Hechan, who's going to be playing West Ham, as I mentioned, the conflicting players Ariola and Hechan. So all I can hope for is Hechan gets a penalty, Ariola saves it, and Hechan scores the rebound. That's the dream situation, and I hope it's going to happen. Then we have Son against Nottingham Forest, off of just getting 2 assists and a goal against Newcastle. Nottingham Forest off from conceding, I think, 5 goals against Fulham. So I think Son is going to be up for that. That can be able to score a lot of goals in that fixture. Then finishing off the team is going to be Mo Salah, was given a complete rest, not even in the squad for the Europa League. So he's going to be fresh against a struggling United team. Only God knows what the likes of Salah and Liverpool are going to do for United. So that Salah is going to be able to perform. But me being a United fan, I hope he's going to get 2 points, and obviously they're going to win. And I'm sure everyone is going to be laughing in the comments because that's not going to happen. They're absolutely going to destroy Manchester United. So that's the midfield, full of goals, full of assists, and that they're going to bring in the points. Before we look at the forwards, I usually post videos on TikTok, and I also post videos on Instagram. The links are down in the description. Then make sure you go check me out there. Make sure you follow me on all my socials. The links are down in the description. And then to finish off the team, you can look at the forwards. They're going to be having Watkins in there against Brentford. Brentford have just lost against Sheffield United, so I'd expect that Aston Villa to be able to compile on that. So I'm sure that Aston Villa can be able to win that fixture. The only problem is that that fixture is away, and Aston Villa tend to struggle away. But I hope this will be able to change that. Then finishing off the team is Haaland, as we await the assessment on his injury, whether he's going to start or not. And hope that we'll get a leak before the deadline on Friday. I think they play on Saturday, so it's going to be very difficult to know whether he's going to be fit or not. But I wonder if is it worth taking a punt or just going for another player in the likes of Solanke, as I've mentioned in my transfer thoughts. So that's the team. Captain is going to be on Haaland. If he doesn't start, I think I'm going to be giving it to Son against Nottingham Forest, which looks like a ideal fixture to have the captaincy on. And the bench, we're going to have Turner there. I'm sure he's going to be playing Spurs, so he's going to be on the bench. Then you have Gay against City, Archer against Chelsea, Taylor, who I think is suspended, so he's going to be on the bench as well. So make sure you arrange your bench. Make sure you pick a good vice captain so that in case your captain doesn't start, you can just go to your vice captain. So that's the team. Let me know in the comments how your teams are looking like, and of course, if you want to ask me any questions, I'm always available on Instagram at any time, 24/7. I'm always ready to answer any question that anyone has. The link is down in the description. So with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. If you've managed to reach this far, don't forget to hit that sub button, and also don't forget to like. And with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.